This video is sponsored by Wing Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're looking at our latest unit in DCS in terms of naval, the Type 071, and today is the 29th of October 2020. We've got our wonderful naval chap here, Daishi. Say hello, Daishi.
Hello.
Daishi does all the work around here, so thank you very much. Right, let's jump straight on from our master list of vessels that we've got, and this is public, so you can come and watch this. This is DCS related, obviously, but we go into a lot more real-life detail. So, the Type 071 Yuzhao, and that's about as best as I'm going to try to pronounce that. Would you describe this as a LHA, or do you think I've got that wrong? Oh no, this is an LPT, Amphibious Transport Dock. Do you know the difference between that and an LHA?
LHA is like just an all-encompassing thing. Like this will not have the same flight deck involved, but it does have a little more focus on its well deck, or there's a reason why it's called a transport dock.
Okay, now if you follow the Grim Reapers and watch our videos, you'll know that the introduction of this, the Type 71, was made famous in the first of our, let me think, Little Britain campaign, when two of these guys decided to smash into each other of their own accord and completely ruin our mission, but that's just the way it goes. Class details. Type 71 Yuzhao class is designed to transport a whole battalion of Marines with their equipment to a beachhead through the use of landing craft and helicopters. This class represents a major change for the PLA (N), as this class is the first of its size for the PLA Navy up to the point when the class was commissioned. All other combat classes are much smaller. This class is often compared to the US Navy's San Antonio class LPD, as they have similar reduced radar return design and the same purpose. It has been noted that the Yuzhao class has a larger well deck than the San Antonio, which would allow it to carry more AC hovercraft than the San Antonio class, but it is believed it came at a cost of reducing the size of the vehicle deck. It is noted that some of the equipment for this class was fit to receive some equipment, meaning it was designed for certain equipment but not commissioned with, such as small arms and SAN-7C Guller missile. That's interesting. This class is also noted for being able to accomplish multiple mission roles outside of the class LPD beachhead mission. This class has also served in humanitarian roles due to its 450 square meter hospital deck and room for 600 to 800 soldiers. It has also seen as acting as a central hub for some of the Chinese anti-piracy missions. US Intel has also noted this class of ship can be capable of serving as a flagship for a battle group. How interesting. DCS specific info. Note, hull number 900 is invalid. Kunlunshan class, NATO Yuzhao class, amphibious transport dock. Hudong Zonghao shipbuilding, Shanghai yard number not applicable. LPD-4 question mark Yiman Shang. What does that mean, if anything?
That's the name of this particular ship if it was 988.
Oh, right, gotcha. Laid down 2013, launched 2015, commissioned 2016. 8 of them planned, 7 complete, 1 in sea trials. General characteristics. Displacement, 18,500 tons, and that's light full, 23,000 tons. So that's a pretty big old bird, that is.
Yeah, it's metric tons, but still pretty heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. 690 feet beam, 92 feet. Draft, 23 feet. Speed, I'm guessing that's maximum speed at 25 knots. Range, 10,000 miles, impressive, at 18 knots cruise. Crew 175 plus 600 to 800 troops. 600 to 800 troops. It really is impressive, isn't it? I mean, they're going to be packed in like sardines.
Pretty good ship, yeah.
Engineering. We've got Zhangzi 16 PC 2.6 V400 with a total of 472,000 horsepower total.
Wait, there's supposed to be 4 of those. I forgot to type that in there.
So there's, right, so these are 4 gas turbines, yeah?
Diesel.
Diesel? Is that what Codad is? Or am I...
Yep, combined diesel and diesel. 2 diesel engines into 1 shaft.
Oh, I didn't realise. Wow. And we've got 2 shafts and variable pitch props. On to known systems. So if we start with the radar / fire control radar, we start with the Type 360 Seagull S with a range of 0.2 to 167 kilometers and 10 kilometers altitude. This is 2D search and air search with IFF, moving target indicator, scan rate 15 to 30 RPM. This is 2D search radar in the time of 3D radars. Any idea why?
It just might be because this ship didn't really need it. Also, it originally was started in 2003, so
Okay.
some of it might be dated.
I guess it's just not as needed as a cruiser or a destroyer or whatever.
Yeah, also the other thing is without the missiles, you don't really need a 3D search, I don't think.
Okay, Type 364 Seagull C, up to 130 kilometers, up to 7.5 kilometers. 2D surface to air with track while scan. And next we have the, sorry for pronunciation as ever, Recal Decker RM 1290, 0.4 to 37 kilometers range, surface search and navigation. So that'll be a kind of more civilian type radar system, I suppose.
Correct.
Next, and we all know this one by now because we've studied so many of these ships, we've got two timers, Type 347 Golf, NATO reporting name, Ricelam. Yes, Ricelam, that's right. Up to 37 kilometers and 90,000 feet, odd or more, 100,000 feet. Fire control radar for the HPJ-13 Seawiz, which we'll look at in a bit. In terms of electronic warfare, I mean, this seems quite sparse compared to what we used to. We used to looking at, what did we look at? The carriers last with tens and tens of radars. So it's nice to have something that's relatively simple. Electronic warfare 4 times 18 Type 726-4. Trainable rocket countermeasure launchers. This is flare, chaff, likely both seduction and distraction, smoke screen, acoustic jamming, and more. Can distinguish between rounds. Okay. We'll probably talk about that in a bit. Also, 1 times Type 726-5 ESM receiver set. Remind me, ESM?
Electronic support measures. It's more of like it can receive enemy radars and all that such. So it's more like an RWR would be a good way to look at it.
Right, gotcha. Okay. Right, systems. Next, armament. Now, this is obviously not an attack ship. We're going to have some self-defense, and that'll be about it. Armament. Some cannot be fully verified. Well, it's Chinese. It's always going to be the same, isn't it? We've got HPJ-26 with 150 plus. We'll find out what that means in a minute. Is that no matter rounds?
Yep, it's magazine plus whatever it'd be spare. Like this one's gone auto-loaded, so it's got like a belt of 150, and there might be more in there. I don't know.
This is a cannon. I didn't realize we had a cannon. I always see it. Right, there it is on the picture. Right, it's the first time I realized we had a cannon. Max effective range 16 kilometers, with 11 kilometers max altitude, which is amazing. 12.4 kilo, we think. I guess there's warhead, frag, high explosive, and airburst, likely radio proxy. So we can use this for ground to ground, or surface to surface, and surface to air. Based on the AK-176 76mm cannon, which we've seen on other ships, with upgrades and mods such as redesigning the gun radar visibility and changes equipment with Chinese versions. And can do 60, 30, 120 RPM. So that's quite impressive, isn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Russians are really good at building guns, so Chinese chose a pretty good one.
Yeah, I've seen this on various Russian vessels. HPJ-13 with a maximum of 8 kilometers, about 5 miles. So is this going to be Seawiz? Question mark.
Yep, that's Seawiz.
Do we know how many we've got?
4.
4. Okay. APDS? Question mark.
Armor piercing dispensing sabo.
Based on the AK-630M, which is the big Russian Gatling gun, isn't it?
Correct.
With upgrades such as changing sensors with Chinese versions and redesigned turret cover for low radar visibility at 3,000 RPM. So that's our close-in support for shooting down missiles, possibly even shooting down planes, I suppose. At low range, that should be pretty lethal. Okay, very good. There's possible small arms mounts, but it doesn't look like we have a great amount of detail. Gun mounts appear to be similar to one of the Type 056 frigate, which can mount heavy machine guns, sniper rifles, or howitzer launcher, likely grenades. It's been noted that these mounts use the Type 89 12 half-inch heavy machine gun, although 7.62 may be an option. Okay, aircraft. 1 helicopter hangar holding 4 helicopters and room for 2 on deck. That's quite impressive, because we operate lots of helicopters from these things. Z-8J, a series of multi-purpose helicopters. This variant is designed to transport troops. It can use podded or mounted small arms, much like the Soviet or US Marine transport models. This model was designed to be able to land in the water in emergency, and is possible to take off from here as well. Is that me, or does that look identical to a Sea King?
I think it might have been designed by something that was roughly the same. I think this is a French version.
Yep. This helo has a crew of 2, can transport 27 passengers. That's impressive. With 8 added in the seat if required. Range is 7 to 800 kilometers. Cruising was pretty good. A speed of 230 to 260 kilometers per hour. Max is either 273 or 315, using 3 engines. It can also be used for equipment transport or emergency transport if needed. Also, the rotors can be folded, and there's modifications for at-sea operations. Next, boats and vehicles. Oh, and here's where it gets rather exciting by the looks of things. So there is a vehicle deck alongside a large well deck that can house 4 LCAC. Have we talked about LCAC? What is that?
That's like the hovercraft. The Tawara could use one of them.
Roger, gotcha. +2 landing craft on davits.
They'll be on the sides. Like if you see the 2 little mini boats, and we go to see the model.
Roger.
I believe this is that.
Okay. We've got the type, hovercrafts are so cool, type 726 UE class landing craft air cushion. This is the newest class of air cushion for landing personnel and vehicles. This craft has a displacement of 150 to 160 tons with a length of 33 meters and a width of 17 meters, making it slightly larger than the US LCAC. This craft also has a range of 320 kilometers, wow, and a speed of 60 to 80 knots, wow, 90 miles an hour. That's fast, really fast, jeez. And can carry about 50 tons maximum. This can carry 60 to 80 Marines alongside a variety of vehicles loadouts. These loadouts can include 1 ZTZ-96, a Type 96 main battle tank, which is going to pretty much occupy that 50 tons, or 1 Type 15 main battle tank, 1 ZTD-5 amphibious assault tank, plus 2 times ZTZ-05 amphibious IFVs, or 4 armoured vehicles. They are armed with 2 times 7.26 light machine guns and 2 times 14.5mm heavy machine guns. There are 2 versions of these LCACs, 3 of the first type built with Ukrainian engines. Other 8 plus are known as the Type 726A using Chinese-built engines. Type 05 amphibious armoured vehicle family. This group of amphibious vehicles are all designed around a chassis built for movement across the water. The look, what do they look? BMP-ish maybe? Maybe a little bit BMP-ish?
Yeah, you can see them on the bottom. They're roughly all the same shape.
Roger.
This one though is really interesting because if you look at how it's like got that jagged front, that will fold out to form like a bit of a ramp. The tracks can retract in a little bit, and the back will have like flaps that'll come out, so it turns into like a hydrofoil, like you'd see on like people going like bayous and such. Going over water, this thing's pretty good.
When it's driven in the water, does it just use tracks, or has it got alternative propulsion?
It has water jets.
Wowza. Wow, these things are pretty mental. Okay, very good. These features include water jets, a hydraulic bow, retractable tracks, and transom flaps to create a planing hull to allow for better performance over the water. Wow, that's 28 kilometers an hour. It's about 20 knots. I can't work it out, but it's fast for water. Bearing in mind that some of the BMPs are down like 6 miles per hour or something. Then over other designs such as the US Marine Corps AAV-7. Max land speed comes to 65 kilometers an hour, 40 miles an hour, which is good. Range about 500 kilometers, and all feature aluminium alloy armor. They're not going to take much much of a beating there. The variants are as follows. We've got the Dash 5 amphibious assault tank, the original model, designed to provide the fire support for marine landings. Would these classify as IFVs, do you think, or APCs?
This one isn't an IFV. This is more of like a light tank, I guess you could think of it as.
Assault marine landings comes with 105 mil cannon and coaxial 7.62 gun and Type 88 half-inch anti-aircraft gun. The cannon can use shells or ATGMs, anti-tank guided missiles, for accurate fire on water. How interesting. The crew there's a crew of 4, also smoke grenade and possible some steel armor. I guess, yeah, maybe reinforced in certain places. Ammo, the L7 105mm rifled cannon. Also, it's rifled. GP 105 SALH anti-tank missile. High explosive, anti-tank, AF, that one. Give us that one.
Yep. Armor piercing, then stabilized dispensing sabo.
Roger. Okay, very good. And we've got Type 88 half-inch by 108mm rounds, similar to that is used by the ball machine gun, 50 cal American. Next, we've got okay, this is Dash 5, but this is a ZBT, where the other one was a ZTD. Armored Amphibious IFV. This version replaces the 105 cannon with the ZBT 99 30mm cannon, so that's going to be like a Bushmaster or something, right? The Chinese variant based on the same cannon seen on the BMP 3 and 4, BTR 90, which is friggin' awesome, and more. Also mounts HJ8 ATGM on the roof and keeps the coaxial 7.62 coaxial gun. Has a crew of 3 and can carry 7 to 8 soldiers. Ammo for the ZPT-99, which is 30mm cannon. High explosive tracer, armor piercing tracer, armor piercing dispensing sabot, high explosive fragmentation, high explosive incendiary. Oh, the last two, not the foggiest. Go on.
Armor piercing ballistic caps. It's an armor piercing shell with a cap to keep it from shattering. And then that one is that armor piercing then stabilized dispensing sabot with a tracer on it.
Roger. Wow. Okay. HG8 with a Sackloss wire-guided missile with high explosive anti-tank warhead, 3 to 4 kilometers range. That's interesting. I'd like to know the difference between the other ATGM that the other ones send out, but we don't have. Oh, I see. Because the other one, does the other one fire the ATGM out of his barrel?
Yes, it does.
Right. Okay. So that has a more of a kind of M1 type affair where we fire the ATGM out of the barrel. This one is a more a BMP affair where we fire it from a tube. How interesting.
Well, yeah, I think it's mounted on the top of the turret or something like that.
Right, so a guy has to get up there and literally put the warhead in their tube. How interesting. We're going super secret here. We've got a Type 05 amphibious armoured command and control vehicle. This version is used to command and control the beachhead phase of the landing. The turret is removed and the rear section raised to increase cabin space for command and control equipment. Crew is 3 plus some more command staff. Might feature a 7.26 gun for self-defense. And similarly, we've got a Type 05 amphibious armoured rescue vehicle. This military engineering vehicle variant swaps the turret out for a crane, which we can use for emergency vehicle recovery. Crew is 3 plus. It is unknown how much room there is for engineers. Might feature a 7.62 gun for self-defense. Note: it has been noticed that the Type 071 can house up to 50 types of vehicles. However, this may include land vehicles and other landing craft that was not able to be ID'd. This includes some smaller landing crafts and older amphibious tanks craft, and also tanks land only. Only the latest generation listed above were included due to these coming into service at the same time as the 071. And we've got some notes. Hold.
Oh, yeah. Wanted to add the thing about the tank is I think it's interesting because I think it's filling the role that you would see an attack helicopter do, because I don't think the Chinese really had one available until about like a year or two ago that would be suitable for at sea use.
Roger. Okay, note: due to possible translation error, some parts may not be entirely accurate, and I mean, even on American vessels, some data is always spurious. Also, some data is not openly available as with other ships and equipment. This class may have Type 923-1 NATO reporting watchdog, ESM modules, or some variant on it. However, this cannot be confirmed. Some other builds of this class may feature a similar engine that was built in France, unable to confirm what kind of difference there is. There's also a variant for Thailand called Type 071 Echo. The fact that SAM launcher have not been installed up to this point may indicate a decision to not install them was made. It is unknown why. That is interesting, isn't it? Maybe it's designated to operate only with a frigate or something.
I have a few theories. One of them is when they pulled they pulled some shenanigans where they were trying to get their fighter for their carrier, which I can't remember the designation name, but what they did was they got a hold of a prototype Su-33, which wasn't a part of the agreement, so that really irritated Russia. Okay. So that could be one reason. Could be out of cost, or it could be because they have so much confidence in the Type 54A frigates that would accompany this.
Right, where do we get to? Note, it has been claimed this system can fire recon rockets and anti-surface or anti-submarine. I was anti-submarine rockets, but meant for torpedo or frogman targets. I don't get note 1. What are we talking?
Oh, that's referring to the Type 7264. I changed the notes and I forgot to update this.
Roger. Images. So here we've got the vessel from DCS, I think that is. We've got the gun. 726. Is that the is that, oh, I forgot. What's 726? Is that the decoy or is that the gun?
That's the gun radar. I also think it's the radar for the CWIS, but I'm not certain.
Roger.
I have to double check that.
Roger. The HPJ-13s, are they the CWISs? Or
yep.
Let's say 1, 2, presumably 3, 4. Satcom, we've got the 364 domed. We've got the 347S, and I can't see if that's domed or not. Satcom, 360, 2D on the top there. We've got more 726s around this array. Remind me, RM1290? I've forgotten what that is.
That's like the civilian radar. It should have two.
Yeah, that's interesting. The civilian radars always seem to be kind of mid-mounted on the front part of the array. In whatever ship I see, it's interesting. And we've got a 347G, and I can't see if it's domed or not.
It's not.
Roger. So here's our sources here. Anything you want to discuss, Daiichi, before we go and give them a bit of a sale in DCS?
Yeah, I noticed I made a mistake on the image. It should be Type 347G on both of them. I'll have to fix that later. But
Okay, welcome in, valued viewers. We're in DCS now. We've got our Type 071. We can control it by, we go to escape, we can choose a coalition, we can choose blue, we can choose a game master or a tactical commander. We can go in there, we can grab him like that, and we can make him do stuff. We're going to make him engage these guys over here. So we're going to go to set path, add some waypoints, left click, right click to confirm. And we're going to add him a speed, ignore the depth, and that's there for submarines. They're going to send him up, I don't know. It's in miles per hour, so it's a bit odd. His ROE, whether he can fire, return fire, or hold fire, and we want him to fire. His state, whether we want him on red alert, green alert, or automatic, and that's that. We can add a target. We're out of range at the moment, but we could click add target there. Let me see my range at the moment. We are just too far away, but we'll try adding a target in anyway and see what happens. We'll just add, I'm just going to put some rounds downrange, say there. We can stop attack if we want to stop the attack. And hopefully we'll start firing with it in range. Let's go and have a look at the model. So this is from Decker Ironworks, I think. We're pretty good at modelling stuff. So we've got all this stuff modelled here. There's our 76mm boom boom. Nice looking cannon. And we've got our countermeasures, decoys, whatever you want to call them there. Don't work in DCS, which is annoying. One day they might. I think it would look great, wouldn't it, in DCS? Even if they're not that effective, but to see a ship under attack and it just putting all its flares up and stuff, and all its different type of... I just think it'd look impressive, especially at night. We'd like to see them... Yeah.
I've seen some video of, like, flares launched at night. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to have that stuff in at some point, more naval stuff, but I guess one thing at a time. So what have we got? So we've got the main array up here with the nav and the search and SATCOM and miscellaneous. I think, was that fire control? I know you're probably a bit behind on the stream, but that's fire control.
Yeah, that flat one.
Yeah, yeah. More decoys. We've got the Sea Whizzes here, the Russian Chinese type Sea Whiz 4 times, so we can cover more or less any aspect. I think there might be a weak point in front slightly where it can't shoot through its own array. Otherwise, so when we come to attack the ship, I'm going to see if I can go direct head on, and see if I can get to it head on. That'll be interesting. I see what you mean now. Whopping great deck. That is a big deck, right? We're going to put some helicopters on it in a bit. And you can see we've got the ability here. So that door would come down at the back, presumably, and you would have the hovercraft and stuff could pop out of the back there.
Yep.
2 times hangars. Remember, you can get 800 Marines on here, which is really impressive because it's. I know it's it's not a small ship, but it's also not a massive ship. Plus, you're carrying all that hardware as well. So that's it. Again, you've got some domed antennas there, as we looked at. A big crane at the back here. The controller in there for the chopper landings and takeoffs and stuff. We've got our diesel, kicking out our diesel smoke, I suppose. Stuff, very good. Alright, anything before we open up with the cannon, Daiji?
I wish I knew more about some of the bibs and bobs hanging out there, but
Roger.
just
Cool.
learning stuff eventually.
Roger. Okay, let's blast along. Let's see if we can get him to fire.
Actually, there's one other thing I wanted to add.
Yep.
If you see that little globe thing in front of the bridge,
Yep.
I think that's related to the fire control equipment for the main gun.
Right, maybe an optical backup or something?
Yep.
So we have had guns with optical backups if radar's not being used for some reason. Oh! We've got boom boom! Oh, we fired 1 bullet! 1 bullet is all we're getting for now, D. Oh look, you can see him off the coast there. Bullet travel time will be massive. Aha! Boom! We got it. Right, let's skip some time, D, and let's send him in to attack these guys close up, shall we?
Oh yeah, that's right. If it's far away, it does that artillery shooting.
Okay, valued viewers, we're fast forwarded, and he is about to find the world's biggest array of US. Ooh! Ho, 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 ho. That started quick.
Yeah, those cannons.
That's
that
cool.
Pretty reliable. And now they're getting the bird.
Basically a GAU 8. 30 mil, 7 barrel
Roughly.
Gatling gun, or 6, I can't remember.
Yeah, this one's 6.
That's making short work of that, D.
Yeah, this never gets old.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think they'd find a better parking space sooner or later.
I think they've seen enough GR videos to see what happens to them. Well, that's a them problem.
Imagine the insurance rate. You know how effective that smoke is, though, at popping guns?
Not the foggiest. I mean, that's quite impressive, bear in mind that this is not a fighting ship. Wow, look, the gun's just gone ape shit, look at it. It's like, I'm not messing around anymore. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, it's not really a fighting vessel per se, is it? Or I would say this is like the IFV of ships, so it can carry loads of stuff, but unlike an APC, it can also fight.
Yeah, it's got a rough fighting ability, but I wouldn't put this up against any kind of surface
No,
combat.
I was literally thinking what we do next. We usually put it up against a ship next, but it's pointless. It's not. It's just going to get. Well, I don't know. It's just not designed really for fighting ships. It's designed to do this, what we're doing now.
Clear the beachhead, let the turret tanks and such get on there and have them take it on from there.
I mean, you've seen just how effective that can be, how it eliminated it's bigger than the battalion, whatever that is, of victors. God, you're now a yacht's got in the way, can you believe that? It's Chinese sort of blow the yacht up as well. Right, that was just genuinely impressive, really. That's a lot of firepower. Next, I don't think we'll put it up against a vessel because it's not really a surface-to-surface fighting ship in that respect. What we do like to do, though, is attack it with an aircraft because, you know, it's got anti-aircraft defense, it's got the Sea Whiz, and it's got the cannon, which you can use for anti-aircraft defense. So I'll just let him finish off the last AAV7s here. Yeah. We'd love to cool to be on a real firing range like this, like on the top of that hill, just watching that. A bunch of old AAV7s that aren't out of commission. Right, he's done. He's like, boom, done. Send more, please. Let's go and fly into it, D. Okay, valued viewers, we're 20 miles off the starboard bow, I think. Now, it's got no missiles to fire against me. But it does have its big cannon. Now in real life it would use its big cannon to shoot me out of the sky, radar guided. But in DCS that is not modelled, and how effective that would actually be for a manoeuvring target, I don't know. Bullet travel time and stuff like that, I don't know. But it does have the Sea Whizzes, and those variants are particularly nasty, the 30mm cash can variant. Now we did spot while looking at it that we think it's got a blind spot in the front at the bow, so we're going to go bow on, see if it does have a blind spot. Also some cash can type guns have a blind spot above them. They just can't shoot up, like dogs can't look up. So we're going to try that. Otherwise that 76mm will be peppering airburst all over me, wouldn't it? It doesn't even need to hit me. It just, you know, it needs to get a glancing blow.
Yep. And let the fragments do the rest.
Yeah. You know what? It's nice not to have to fight radar guided missiles for once. A bit more relaxing.
It's a nice little flyby.
Okay, right in his blind spot. What are you going to do, mate? What are you going to do?
Pull up. Pull up.
Haha! Succeeded! We actually did something in our lives, D.
Pull up. Pull up.
Interesting.
Oh, not the array. Right. They're going to open up on me or what? I might must have the wrong coalition or something. Just try and get them to shoot at me. Have they not programmed it to fight aerial stuff? I wonder.
I think they did. I think I remember seeing it shoot during that little England campaign. So.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Why is it not shooting me? Am I a complete douchebag or something? Let me check the dub. Yeah, I've got an unknown search radar. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes, D. There we go. They took their time. It's that blind spot. It really messed them up. Kashkan.
What if they only programmed the rear radar to actually do the shooting?
Ah. Weird, isn't it? Now they're warmed up, I'll try another attack from the front. Alright, I better get some speed before I shot down. Yes, I know. I'm way out of effective range of those guns. I'm going to go another bow attack. Yep, I think he's blind.
Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
Let's get the bridge. Let's get the bridge.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Oh, trying to get me. Awesome. I'm going to try and go straight down now. Right, watch this. It's something I learned in my time in the Navy. Ships have blind spots. Yep, he's got a blind spot above. Those things can't. Oh no! Oh, scared Pickles. I scared Pickles off. Oh, okay, they can aim up. Dogs can look up. Right. Wonder if it shoots my body. No, it won't, will it? That was cool. It turns out there is a good exploitable, you know, front area there that I can use on a mission now. So I will bear that in mind. Really good presentation as ever, D. Thank you for doing that. Anything you want to add for the valuable viewers before we sign off?
All good.
Hope you enjoyed it. See you later.